Hello, everybody. Today I wanted to continue a thought I had, which I never fully explained, which I never finished explaining, but I want to get back to it since, you know what, there's no chapter this week. And the thought was that we could take any one of the 6 crews which I mentioned, be it the Yonko crews, the Marines in total, or the Warlords, and see how they are structured in the same way and see how they equal the same strength as any Yonko crew. And so that's what brought the balance of power before, was the fact that you had the Marines who equal a Yonko crew, plus the Warlords who equal a Yonko crew, making 2 Yonko crews that could essentially defeat any other actual Yonko crew. Although that was an ideal that was never realized because the Warlords were free-spirited, shall we say. And also it can never be realized again because they've been disbanded. But I do still want to talk about it because I feel like it has great relevance for the rest of the story going on. So, before I go into the rest of the story and its relevance, I do want to just discuss what it actually, how it actually is that they are equal to a whole crew. So first, we'll start with the general structure. For the general structure, I'm going to use the example of the Beast Pirates and show you what I mean when I say a general structure. So as you can see, I have categorized them into general structures where you have a leader who is generally the Yonko, and then you have their commanders, their executives, some lower tier executives, some top tier foot soldiers, and then we have the fodder of the fodder, the low tier foot soldiers. And then generally what we have in all crews, I think, is just other members who don't particularly fit in anywhere, or that we know fit in anywhere as of yet. And so these guys, I give them their own little space somewhere. Okay. So, question is, how does this work for the Warlords? Now, there are 7 Warlords, and for this, I'm going to take Mihawk as the leader. So, if I take Mihawk as the leader, then I'm going to do so assuming that he is the strongest of the 7. Whether he's actually Yonko commander or not, Yonko level or Yonko commander or admiral level is irrelevant. It's just that he is the strongest of the Warlords is all that matters. And considering that, I would put him at the top. I would say that he could be anywhere between a commander's level and the Yonko level. Doesn't really matter. Just putting him there. The rest of the Warlords I think are at the level of the commanders. Yeah, generally, I think that they are. Arguably so, but all of them are. I think any one of them can take on any commander. Not necessarily that they would win, but that they would be able to take on any commander. So what I have now is 1 leader and 6 commanders. Now already you can see that if they had to take on someone like the Beast Pirates, you'd have Mihawk versus Kaido, and then 6 Warlords versus 3 commanders, which may seem a bit unfair, but you know what? It's just the name of the game. That's why I say that they equal a whole Yonko crew. Now, for the rest of the people in that would match up against the rest of Kaido's crew, we have members of the Warlords that are not actual Warlords, because the Warlords don't come on their own, they come in a crew. And so it is important to realize that and recognize some of these people. And so for the sake of this, I just put some people, to fill in the spaces. Whether you agree that they're actually on their tier or not is not really the point. It's just to realize that the Warlords have the numbers and they do have the strength. Doflamingo has his family and Doflamingo Pirates. Boa Hancock has the Kuja. Moria has his thousands and thousands of zombies. And Crocodile had Baroque Works. So recognizing this, we can actually see that in terms of numbers, especially in terms of fodder, the Warlords are not lacking in fodder and character numbers. Okay? Even in terms of strong characters who can take on, not really commander level, but still top tier dudes, the Warlords are still not lacking. they still have everything that they need to take on. And so that being the case, I know it's not an exact science because some people may argue who is exactly stronger in which case, but I think in general we can see that it somewhat equals out, and for whatever doesn't equal out, we have more than enough warlords who can take on the extra guys who would remain from, executives level going down. And so at the end of the day, whether Mihawk is strong enough or not, you have at least 4 or 5 commanders taking on commanders over Yonko, and Mihawk going against Yonko. If Mihawk loses, assuming Mihawk loses, I think that Mihawk is strong in terms of the balance of power. The rest of the Warlords crew is still strong enough to completely destroy a Yonko's crew and still go up against the Yonko afterwards. If Mihawk beats them, then the Warlords are undoubtedly stronger. And I think this was conceptually, I can see how great of an idea this was. Just looking at how strong these characters are, looking at how many they are, conceptually by the world government, to actually get these people that they got, that was amazing. That was a feat in itself. Of course, at the end of the day, it was never realized the way it should have been, especially during the war, where half of them switched sides and some of them were not on either side. Yes. So, what does this video have to do with the rest of the story, since they have been disbanded? And I think that the biggest point is that they have been disbanded, and I think we'll see what exactly that means, especially in this war in Wano, because Jinbei has just joined the Straw Hats. Remember when Jinbei when Jinbei arrived, and even both Law and Kid were shocked that he's joining the Straw Hats. And I think that's just a little bit of Oda saying, get ready to see what it means when a warlord joins someone's crew. Big Mom said it herself, losing Jinbei is a big deal. I don't remember the exact words she said, but she mentioned it was a big deal, and she was really unhappy to lose him because of just how strong these warlords are. I'm sure we'll see it later in the future with Crocodile as well, and it's interesting to see where the current warlords who've disbanded will go, because Boa mentioned it herself that the reason why you made us warlords is because we are strong. And so now, with the warlords free to do whatever they want if they escape, we don't know what the future holds for the Marines at all. That's why the SSG is so interesting, because now first I think we're going to see what it means for the warlords to just do whatever they want. And then we're going to see the power of the SSG and why they were so confident in having the SSG as a replacement. But for now, I think that it's interesting to speculate where people will go. I don't really theorize it, but I would really like it if for whatever reason Buggy would go back and team up with Shanks. Of course, Buggy will never work under Shanks. It's just never going to happen, but I can see him working with Shanks, and that would be great. That would terrify the whole world for some reason. The revival of Rocks, the revival of the King of the Pirates crew. Oh, I can see it going down. And it's interesting to see where Boa would go. Where is Weevil going? Where is Mihawk going? Because Mihawk is a pirate that's not really a pirate. So where would Mihawk actually go? Who knows? Who really knows? But I think that just seeing where this is going to take us, knowing that these guys together can make essentially a Yonko crew, is interesting. Because now, with that disbanded, you literally have a Yonko crew disbanded, which is what the Whitebeard Pirates are. Anyway guys, remember to give your thoughts on this video. Like the video if you did like the video. I would not encourage you to dislike the video. You can just keep moving on to the next one. And if you know someone who needs to hear the truth, please share this video with them. This is King KZ, and I'll see you in the next one.